Hi guys, welcome back once again. It's Renju here from BNIS. So friends, today we are discussing about the chapter 3 of Polity class 11 of that is inequality. So let's start guys. The equality that the term equality invokes the idea that all human beings have an equal worth regardless of their color, gender, race or nationality because of their common humanity. So based on this common humanity, the term equality is existing in our society. And so that through this equality, all the people get the people who can assure access to all the resources or opportunities with an equal manner, regardless of their color, gender, race, or nationality. So, in the 18th century, the French revolutionaries used the slogan that is liberty, equality, and fraternity to revolt against the landed feudal aristocracy and monarchy. So, we know about the French Revolution that was took place in 18th century, and the slogan erased by French revolutionaries was liberty, equality, and fraternity. And the demand for equality was raised during the anti-colonial liberation struggles in Asia and Africa during 20th century. And the women or Dalit who feel marginalized in our society. Today, equality is a widely accepted ideal which is embodied in the constitutions and laws of many countries. And this is all about the introduction of equality in the global level also. And now I am going to discuss some facts on global inequalities. So the first fact is here: the richest 50 individual in the world have an combined income greater than that of poorest 40 crore people. So there is a comparison here between the richest 50 individuals and the poorest 40 crore people. So the richest 50 individuals in the world have a combined income greater than that of poorest 40 crore people. Then the second fact is poorest 40 percentage of world's population receive only 5 percentage global income, while the richest 10 percentage of world's population controls 54 percentage of global income. So here we have a comparison between the poorest 40 percentage of world's population and the richest 10 percentage of world's population. So the poorest 40 percentage of world's population receive only 5 percentage global income, while the richest 10 percentage of world's population controls 54 percentage of global income. Then we know some advanced industrial countries are there like North America, Western Europe like that, and they have about 25 percentage of world's population and they owns 86 percentage of world's industry and consumes 80 percentage of world's energy. So the developed industrial countries like North America, Western Europe, like that, and they have around 25 percentage of the world's population and they owns 86 percentage of world's industry and consumes 80 percentage of world's energy. And on a per capita basis, a resident of an advanced industrial countries consumes at least 3 times as much water, 10 times as much energy, 13 times as much iron and steel, and 14 times as much paper as someone living in a developing country like India or China. So here we have a comparison between a developing country and a developed country. So usually the residents of developed countries who are consuming a lot of energy when compared with the poorest developing countries. So here we have a comparison that the resident of an advanced industrial countries consumes at least 3 times as much water, 10 times as much energy, 13 times as much iron and steel, and 14 times as much paper as someone living in a developing country like India or China. And the risk of dying from pregnancy related causes is 1 to 18 in Nigeria, but 1 to 8,700 in Canada. And next is about the some inequalities. So there are mainly two types of inequalities are there, like natural inequality and social inequality. So according to natural inequality, this is based on some our natural capabilities, talents, like that. So we all have different talents, so that is mean by natural inequalities. But according to socially produced inequalities, these are the man-made inequalities based on the color, race, gender, or caste, so that which are emerging as a consequence of inequalities of opportunity or the exploitation of some groups in a society by others. And the next is some the three dimensions of equality, and it includes the political equality, social equality, and economic equality. So friends, first we can discuss about political equality. So we know about the democratic society and non-democratic societies. So according to democratic society, in which the political equality would normally include granting equal citizenship to all the members of the state, and here the equal citizenship brings basic rights such as right to vote, freedom of expression, movement, association, and freedom of belief, like that. So these uh, rights are referred to as the legal rights. Okay, so the legal rights include the right to vote, freedom of expression, freedom of movement, association, freedom of belief, like that. Then, but considerable inequality is existing even in countries which grants equal right to all citizens. So for example, our India, that is giving some grants or equal right to all the citizens by our constitution, but still some of inequalities are there existing. And the political and legal equality by itself may not be sufficient to build a just and egalitarian society. So, now to achieve a just and egalitarian society, we have to root out all types of inequalities from the mindset of the people throughout the world. Then, these inequalities are often the result of differences in resources and opportunities for the citizens in social and economic spheres. And then comes the social equality. It is necessary to minimize the effects of social and economic inequalities and guarantee certain minimum conditions of life to all the members of society, like adequate health care, opportunity for good education, adequate nourishment, and a minimum wage. So according to this type of social equality, some types of rights are required by the people that include the adequate health care, opportunity for good education, adequate nourishment, and a minimum wage. In the absence of those facilities, it is exceedingly difficult for all the members of society to compete on equal terms. So, and the social groups and individuals have a role to play in raising awareness and supporting those who want to exercise their rights. So it's all about social equality. Then comes the economic equality. The economic inequality exists when there is differences in wealth, property, income, like that between between Indians or the classes. Okay, if there is some differences in the economic distribution among the people, some types of economic inequalities may be emerge from there. Marxism and liberalism are two important political ideologies of our times. So we have heard about Marxism and liberalism. According to Marx, the root cause of entrenched inequality was private ownership of important economic sources like oil, land, or forest, or other forms of property. And it makes them wealthy and give political power. Such power enables them to influence state policies and laws, so that it is a very big threat to democratic government. So according to Marx, the root cause of entrenched inequality was private ownership. Okay, that is the private ownership on economic sources like oil, land, forest, etc. And this type of private ownership makes them wealthy and give political power. So this is a threat to democratic government. So in order to provide equality in society, we need to go beyond providing equal opportunities and try and ensure public control over essential resources and forms of property. So there should be some types of public control over all the resources. And according to liberals, okay, the second term is liberalism. So according to liberals, the competition between people in free and fair conditions is most just and efficient way of distributing rewards in a society. So according to liberals, the competition between people in free and fair conditions is the most just and efficient way of distributing rewards in a society. Unlike socialists, the liberals do not believe that political, economic, and social inequalities are necessarily linked. And the democracy could help to provide political equality, but it might necessary to also devise different strategies to deal with social differences and economic inequalities. So this in a detailed manner. So friends, just you can just go through these types of different dimensions of equalities. So it's all about the dimensions. Then the next is establishing formal equality. And it is saying that by establishing formal equality, we can end the formal system of inequality and privileges. The most modern constitutions and democratic governments have formally accepted the principle of equality and incorporated it as identical treatment by law to all citizens without any regard to their caste, race, religion, and gender. So it is saying that we have to ensure the formal equality throughout. And next is equality through differential treatment. Sometimes it is necessary to treat people differently in order to ensure that they can enjoy equal rights. So we know some types of reservation based systems are there for the SC people, ST or Dalit, women, children or disabled people, etc. So sometimes types of inequalities there, so that is necessary. Okay, some countries have used policies of affirmative action to enhance equality of opportunity. In our country we have believed on the policy of reservations. So some types of reservations are there. So in these areas some inequalities are there, so that is essential for the improvement of such such lower inferior people, that is the women, children, CST, that is third categories. Then comes the last is affirmative action. And affirmative action is based on the idea that it is not sufficient to establish formal equality by law. So affirmative action is based on the idea that it is not sufficient to establish formal equality by law. In order to remove deeply rooted inequality from the society, it is necessary to take positive measures to minimize and eliminate entrenched forms of social inequality. So we have to completely root out all the inequalities from our society, so that we can minimize or eliminate all types of entrenched forms of social inequalities. The affirmative actions can take many forms, from preferential spending on facilities for disadvantaged communities, example scholarships and hostels, to special consideration for admissions to educational institutions and jobs. So some types of affirmative actions are here. Affirmative action that is in a positive manner, okay, so that include some scholarships for the students, hostel facilities, the admission to higher education areas, then In India, we have adopted a policy of quotas or reserved seats in education and jobs to provide equality of opportunity to deprived groups. And the special assistance in the form of affirmative action is expected to be a temporary or time bound measure. Many children in rural areas or urban slums have little chance of attending schools. The poor students face hurdles in gaining admission to elite professional courses because they lack the means to pay for special coaching. So, here arising the importance of affirmative actions. So, we know most of the children in rural areas who cannot access to proper education due to the larger distances from their homes to school, so that there should be some beneficiaries for that students from these affirmative actions. The fee for professional courses also may be prohibitively. Okay. Some, some professional courses are there in related with higher education. So there should be some subsidies or scholarships for the students who are denying these types of inequalities in that area. So the government have to take certain steps in order to resolve that problems. The differential treatment is intended and justified only as a means to promoting a just and egalitarian society. So friends, so from this we can conclude that we need a just and egalitarian society, so that a type of differential treatment is needed in that area. So friends, it's all about chapter. Let's if you like, you can support me through your comments, your shares, and your likes, so so that we can improve and I can upload or a lot of videos like this, and we can ensure equality by this, because sharing is caring, friends. Okay, bye, have a nice day, guys.